Hi everyone. This is one of those videos that I didn't want to make, and none of the readers wanted to make this video. We were all very concerned about Zaporhitzhia and the fact that there's really strong evidence that Zaporhitzhia has been booby-trapped. Now, the concern is that the pools that cool the rods, that this area could be booby-trapped, that it might not be able to function normally because the dam has been destroyed. Here's how it feels to me as a remote viewer. It feels to me like this was what was planned if they lose, and they have lost. I liken it to the fall of Iraq, when Saddam Hussein began to just randomly destroy things. So we have really amazing scientists that can do things like, in an intelligent way, turn off things and do the people who are at the plant, is it worth it to them to follow, to carry this out? I'm going to do the empath's prayer. Please say it with me. And we're going to take a look. Understand that this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. And let's take a look. Okay, I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys, to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, as a community, we say, Amen. We're going to go in now, and I'm just going to do one. I want to keep these short and sweet. I'm just doing one throw. It's going to be thorough on the situation right now with the dam in Kherson and if what is going on with the nuclear plant. I'll also use heart-centered remote viewing quick technique. That's where we go into a semi-trance and we use the cards to trigger remote viewing. We use them as triggers, what we call a fetish object. The empath prayer is used by professional remote viewers to help them get into semi-trance, people who use HCRV. That's why we use the prayer. There are people who unfortunately will not survive what has happened with the dam. That is what we know right now. So people were told that they had to evacuate quickly. The karma card is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a card that can denote devastation and that all is ruined, but the sun is rising. And so the situation right now is the worst possible situation. It cannot get worse than the Ten of Swords, and that is the karma card, and that is unfortunately where we find ourselves right now. However, the base of the matter is Page of Pentacles. That is a card of aid It's associated with Archangel Gabriel. It's innovation, it's science and the arts and technology. It's also economic relief. So even though things are dark, there will be economic relief. And because it will probably be, it is an eco disaster, it is of utmost importance that we globally, it is one globe, it is one body, Gaia. And so if there's an injury in one part, we collectively have to understand that we are all going to be affected, and so we all have to clean the mess up. And so Page of Pentacles is a gift, economic, etc. And so this mess will get cleaned up. We will help clean this mess up. Archangel Raphael is associated with healing, and the healing waters, and that's associated with Page of Cups. This brings us to an interesting conversation about ancient ideas about Gaia and the earth as a living organism, and its waters being its circulatory system. And when we block the waters, we prevent this organism from feeding its tissue. And so when we think about it from that perspective, dams blocking the flow are actually really bad for the overall health of Gaia. And so a lot of environmental scientists want to blow up dams. They want to stop this Army Corps of Engineer where they drilled holes so that water would go underneath and there would no longer be rivers and streams in parts of, Seattle, for example, areas that used to be wetlands, Florida. So the waters didn't flow. And so on the one hand, nuclear power plants, dams go against the natural order, and so they will come to an end. Any technology that goes against the natural order, it has to end. The dams have to end if they harm the flow, which they do. Fracking, anything that injures Gaia, is destructive to her, harms the planet, is going to be destroyed. At the same time, it's an ecological disaster. So you look at it from both perspectives. It's interesting that we see Gaia, we see Archangel Raphael, the healer, right over this situation, that ultimately the situation will be healed, as catastrophic as it is right now. The Hanged Man comes, a situation of healing. Justice will be served over this catastrophe. There's definitely an ecological aspect to. The courts have their hands full in terms of prosecution. You can see here the judges. This is like the Hague, the international courts going at. This is just more prosecution, handing more prosecution notification on notice to Russia that they will be charged for this. The situation is being transformed very, very quickly. Partnerships, they're partners in the West, which I'm assuming it's us. Looking towards the West, they're partners in the West. I read this card literally as the West. You can see the Pacific Ocean with the 2 of Wands. So looking at their partners towards the West. They are confused. They're not sure what's going to happen yet. The karma, it will have to play itself out. They will have to do an assessment. Rage, bad weather could come in, which could make things even worse. And this is war. There is war coming. War. This is the counteroffensive. You can see very clearly the Knight of Swords. We've spoken about it as a warring card. We also see death and war over the area in the next 2 weeks. The other in relationship will retreat. There's the dam, there's the break in the dam, the retreat. That card has come up twice now for breaks and dams. The hope and the fear. Economics, man. He did it for the money. The final outcome, not good for Russia. The King of Wands comes. He seeks justice absolute in the courts. A new contract emerges. All will be well with the planet. Look at the evidence. This is the Hague. Look at the war. The courts, the high court, the highest court, the Hague. Look at this. Look at these cards. And the evidence, presenting the evidence. Everything's going to be okay, even though right now is chaos. So I'm going to go ahead and predict, based on those cards, that the situation will be chaotic over the next 2 weeks. It's scary. It's very dramatic. There could be some loss of life here, but the situation will be stabilized. Russia will be held accountable. There will be international trials, and this will all be very clear within 2 weeks. So I think we're at the tail end of this war. Within 2 weeks, the energy is definitely Russia retreating. All right. Thank you, everyone. Pray for peace, pray for Ukraine, and also pray for Russia that they become aware and put an end to this war. All right. Thank you, everyone. Be well. And don't forget to subscribe if you like this channel. All right. I appreciate it.